Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, in which I'm going to be going back to Abyss Perfectum, 6th Stratum Part 5, and as I mentioned, I am going to be taking it on without any burst weapons. Of course, that does make the team comp a little restrictive when you take into account the characteristics of the fight and who I actually have available to work with. Porum has been an absolute godsend for me. Like, she is a really good staff user. I mean, Garnet is the obvious choice here. If you use Garnet, you'll crush it, as you've seen like in my last video, but we can't use her here, so Porum to me is the best staff user I have. I do have Y'shtola, but she has a burst weapon and I don't have it greened. If I did, she may potentially be preferable to Porum here, but Porum's still really good. And we also have Sid Rains, who is here for the green crystal requirement. He's there to trigger the launch orb condition on the main boss, and also for some turn manipulation, which is definitely going to come in handy at some points. So in terms of my attacker, I have Alisaie in the attacker position. If you want to run it with burst weapons, you can use a team like this. I would recommend against using Aphmau, because Sidmau doesn't really work here because the boss becomes immune to launching, but you can absolutely use other attackers in Alisaie's position like Noel, Noctis, and so on and so forth. In fact, if you bring Noct along, you can probably even not necessarily have to use Rains as the green crystal, but I mean, we don't have too many great green crystal users at the moment. I mean, we have Strago, for instance, but Strago doesn't have his level 90 yet, and he's more AoE focused, where we are going to need single target damage to nuke down the main boss. I honestly think that Alisaie is one of the best picks you can have in a burstless comp for two reasons. Partially because of her turn rate, because we need to make sure that we have enough turns to damage this guy. We need to damage him enough, and Alisaie is kind of like Magic Lightning in the sense that she takes a lot of back-to-back quick turns. She is a turn stealer, the good kind. And the second reason is her LD's ability to battery herself based on her max brave every time she deals a crit, which is going to be really important because this boss's defense does become very high. It has both high defense and damage reduction, so we're not really going to be shaving it very much, especially if we can't deal crits to it. So that allows Alisaie to keep her damage up even when the boss drops below 50% health and becomes obnoxiously tanky. So in terms of call abilities, we only really need Arenea's skill 1. That's there to inflict the Vital Crusher debuff so that we can do crits to it, because there will be moments where the boss is low on health, it batteries itself very high, and we won't be able to shave it down if we can't do crits. So Arenea is there for that reason, to allow Alisaie to deal high damage. We've got Jack for the instant break, and also to increase bravery damage dealt and reduce defense a little bit, which is very nice. Mostly the instant break though is going to come in handy here. And we've got Hope for the magic imperil, so we do need Jack and Hope's LDs. You know, we need all the LDs here. This is mostly me doing a challenge run, just to see if I still remember how to play the game when we don't have Garnet to do it easy mode. And I really do think that having a boss with a launch orb that becomes immune to launching is a real dick move. Like, that's really fucking sucks. I mean, Rains is here for turn manipulation and to trigger the orb on the ads, because that's the only option we'll have once we get to below 80% health or so. So without further ado, I'm not going to keep on prattling any longer. I'm going to dive into it. You may notice I do not have my Alisaie's armor blued. That is because I am running low on ingots and tokens, and I don't particularly want to have to buy any more of them. And I haven't decided yet in the coming weeks who I'm actually going to fully blue up. I am leaning towards Ali because she's a lot of fun to play with. I could technically get away with literally only using fucking Garnet, just because she's that strong. But Ali is really fun to play with, so I am possibly going to blue her up. I've already got Zac done, I've already got Tifa done, so I don't need to worry about them. Okay, so we're gonna like, let me see. Do we want to shell here? No, I don't think we'll need to shell. We can just keep going. So we move Alisaie up. We're dealing absolutely pitiful damage here, of course. Then we deal good damage during the launch. So Alisaie. Alisaie has a limited number of turns of her LD buff, Sword of Eorzea. and we want to make sure that we keep maximum uptime on it. So I don't think using her Crystal 65 is particularly useful in this case, because this is going to drag on, and we absolutely want to keep this on for as long as possible, because without it we're not going to be dealing very much damage to this guy towards the end of the fight. So I'm going to be trying to play somewhat efficiently with Alisaie. And her rework and her level 90 actually makes Enchanted Redoublement or Redoublement a really good move to use, because it has 5 HP dumps. So even though like, you can make the argument that actually spamming skill 2 is still the best, because she does 2 dumps and splash damage, and then like half of it is a free turn. If you're chasing after turn count, then you know skill 2 is really efficient. But if you're chasing after like the fewest number of actions, then Redoublement is actually really good. So I do encourage you to like plan around maximizing that. So I am going to go into Verfire here. I don't really need to get the defenses of these guys down, so I am probably just going to go right into the LD. Dealing those beautiful ones. Even the adds we don't deal very much damage to if we don't drop the defenses, but Alisaie is all about that crit brave gain, so with the LD that just helps out the brave gain that much more. Going to have Diverse done. Now with Reigns, I am going to skill 2 launch here. Okay, so I did not expect C here. I didn't expect C to survive here. And we have a slight problem here. Because when you kill both of the adds and B becomes available, it actually does a bravery attack on everyone, and it's quite strong, so it will break them if you're not careful. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to Jolt 2 combo on the ad that's low on health, because what I really want is to get to this turn over here. Problem is, Ali's turn rate is so good. But we have the Jack Call ability on Porum, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to Verero here. And oh, that doesn't kill A. I really thought that would kill A. Alright, that's fine. So we kind of need to use like LD pretty soon, but I ain't gonna do that because her Solid Beazi is about to run out. I need to really use LD this turn. But if I do that, then B is just going to come up, so I am going to Bravery attack here. Of course, it heals up and becomes obnoxious. Right. So now I'm going to Ruingus Storm here. And we need to Bravery attack with these guys. So that's going to allow us to retain our Bravery. So that when B comes out of break, I mean, when it comes out of its hiding, it's not going to break us. So we can actually deal damage to it, which is very nice. And I am absolutely going to use Jack here, because we need to break it as soon as we can. Which is good. I'm also going to Cry Plus here to drop its defense and also for a chance of confusion. Okay, nice. We have confusion, which is really nice. Because if we can drop this thing below 80% health, then the orb will go away, and we don't need to worry about the orb anymore. Let's see. Yeah, I am gonna do one here because it's not low on health yet. So it's still, you know, the defenses are low enough to the point we're going to be able to deal damage to it. Need to get the LD buff back up. Now, I'm actually going to EX here, because this will delay it by a turn. And it will also dispel all of its buffs. That's a part of Rains's like utility that is perhaps easily forgotten about, is that he does dispel all buffs on his EX. And this is an easy job to combat. And then I'm gonna redouble one again, because honestly, why wouldn't you? It's actually a really good button to press, thanks to this rework. Oh look, it's confused. It can't act. That's Porum being based. Actually, does that confusion mean that it's still launchable? I want to find out. I need to get LD back up with Rains anyway. I want to find if it can still be launchable because it was confused. No, it doesn't work. that would have been really good if that would have worked, but never mind. Let's get the rest of Porum's auras up. Still, the confusion really helps because it is letting us deal damage without the ads coming out, which is really nice. Okay, well that's fine. Let's rotate into the Thunder. And I can use Cavalry Rush for the turn manipulation here. So that is another really good aspect of Rains. He can do that much. Sadly, we did not reach the 60% health marker, so we're back into this again. As soon as we bring it below 60% health, it's going to become launchable again. I mean, it's going to hide again rather, not become launchable. What we're talking about. As soon as we drop it below 60, it's going to get an auto turn, and it's going to just be a dickhead again. So. So we have the Era and the Thunder, so I am going to go for the Thunder here. And that frees us up to use a redoublement. You always want to try and use redoublement with Alisaie when let's see, I can use a HP attack here for the battery, right? That definitely works. You want to try and use a redoublement with Alisaie when she has one of her regular base skills available, so like the Arrow or the Thunder, rather than using it when like if she has fire or stone procs and then you use it, then it's kind of a waste if it's fire and stone, because when you use Holy and Flare, it it goes over to the special ones. Alright, so okay, how are we doing for buffs? We're totally okay. I don't even need to use EX here. To be honest, I'm just going to HP attack. Wait, is that like? Oh right, that's an instant turn rate attack. I kind of didn't realise that. All right. Well, let's get on the. Let's get the magic imperil up. Oh wow, wait, it actually became launchable, what the fuck? I did not expect this. I don't know why that happened, but I ain't gonna complain. That was some good damage. Of course the orb is back up now, so that's always fun. This one. Forgotten which one was the base skill for a second there. How long do we have on Sword of Eorzea? 4 turns. Okay, so it's coming up time to use LD pretty soon. Let's move Forum up. Oh wow, I'm impressed. Wow, they're both confused. That's about that. If only we could have got that proc on the actual boss, huh? Never mind. I think now's a good enough time to refresh the LD, because we get an extra dual cast off that as well. Pity we don't actually get to damage the boss with it, but you know. Yeah, you knew it was going to be a dickhead like that. Now then. Let's move Ali up. Oh, look at that, 30 damage. Absolutely delightful. So this is what I'm talking about. You get the boss lower on health, and it just absolutely becomes like a twat in terms of not taking damage. So this is where I am going to High Wind. Just so we can do crits. So that is very, very welcome. Oh, and we get it confused again. That's so nice. Well, it is, and it actually isn't nice that we get it confused, because we've got 6 turns left on this orb, and if we take like too many turns, then it's not good. So I think this is actually an ideal scenario to actually go into the summon. Because we've confused it, so of course the only way we can really get this orb up is to actually launch the ads, but there's no ads, and it's not going to spawn any when it gets a turn. So to me, this is like, okay, shit, we need to go into summon and just do as much damage as we possibly can. But the summon attack was really nice there because we have the magic imperil, so we can just DPS it. We can just DPS race it down as much as we can here. So we can do a woman here. We can redoublement, then EX, and then redoublement again. Like that. That does work. There we go. Oh, and now the turn rate just became instant, so it's gonna, like, not be able to act. But it did get another extra 2 turns on that. So as long as we're careful, we're gonna be able to get this thing down quite a lot here. Okay, so I don't want to delay it by a turn, which is what will happen if I use EX. So I'm just going to skill 1 to refresh the buff. Because we do want the adds to spawn here pretty soon. So we can get Rins to actually launch so that we're not going to wipe thanks to the Loopy Orb. Which would definitely suck. Okay, good. So now we can just, like, destroy these things. That's a lot of freaking damage. Oh my goodness. Arrow for fire, so we go into fire. Our LD is about to run out, so let's get that back up. I guess I might as well move Horror up. Should bravery attack here. Good stuff. So again, we're in this, like, precarious position. Damn, we didn't get the death down. But we did get the that going on though. This may not do much. In fact, it may not do anything. Very, very little. You tried, Arena. You tried. Arrow and Thunder with 1 turn of. I think I need to use. I think I need to use Redoublement to try and break it. Like, I don't think I have a choice here, so I'm going to additional ability. There we go. So I think we're back here again. It's a game of patience at this point. We only have 1 turn of LD. We don't have any dual casts to use it on either. What do? Well, if we kill both of them here, it's going to be bad news, right? So I might as well just do this. That's our last one. So we're gonna have to use LD here. Ah, and it's launchable. I guess like the launch immunity doesn't last forever, right? I guess that's part of it. Okay, so I guess at this point it actually becomes pretty straightforward. That should have been a HP attack. I just want to get to break the bastard. Damn, that is like a lot of fucking damage resistance. What buff is this? HP damage. Yeah, okay. Damn, no confusion. That's highly unfortunate. And of course, Alisaie moved up fucking turns. So I can't swap to reins. We'll get there eventually, right? Oh yeah. Look at the turn lead we have here. Go on, kill the bastard. No, I was afraid of that. Die, you bellend. Thank you. There, okay, now we'll finally be able to end this. So you can see how invaluable, like, Alisai's freaking LD passive is to actually dealing damage. I think it's dropped off, has it? No, it's still on. It's just... we're just a little bit screwed. Okay. Okay, to be fair, I actually did not know that the boss becomes launchable again if, like, at each orb threshold, it hides twice. So that actually makes it quite a lot easier to deal with. So you can probably get away without necessarily using Alisaie, but yeah, it's annoying. It's a challenge. Highly recommend using it if you're going without a burst weapon. If you go with burst users, honestly, Noctis would probably be pretty good. You probably have a lot of options, right, if you're going to be using like burst users. Another option for the green crystal is Agrius, because after the boss, if that's the case, if the boss becomes launchable again, then after the boss hides for the first time, you can probably use Agrius's LD, like Faded Moly, to make it confused, guaranteed, so it's not going to be able to move. So you don't have to worry too much about not being able to kill it on time, as long as you can consistently launch it. But anyway, that's going to be my second video for this. I kind of just did this just to see if it was possible. Yes, it very much is, but as you can see by the turn count, it's a hell of a lot harder than just using Garnet to face roll everything. So if in doubt, if any new players out there are watching, fucking pull for Garnet, she's just broken. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Until then, take care, and goodbye.